Shalom Aleichem. Peace to you all. And this week's Hebrew class begins with Yehuchanan, John 12, verses 10 to 15. So we'd like to welcome you and let us begin. And again, for anyone new who happens to join us, we got the Nukud, the vowel markings, and some useful resources, which is a website that has transliteration, which will help you if you're learning. And also there's a dictionary to just check out what the words mean, the root words and that. And a chart of all the vowel markings and how we can use them. So let us now begin. And of course we're starting from 10. And 10 is represented by Yod. And a Yod is the 10th letter of the alphabet, so its value is 10. So let's go through the letters. Vav, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, Hey, Kaf, Hey, Nun, Yod, Mem, Safit, Hey, Tav, Yod, Ayin, Zade, Vav, but it's an U sound because of the dot there. Lamed, Hey, Resh, Gimel, Aleph, Tav, Aleph, Lamed, Ayin, Zion, Resh. And now let's read it. The Rashi, and that's the plural of heads. And the heads, Ha-Kohanim, of the priests, Hit Ya'asu, they took counsel. Right, if we look down here, Ya'atz is a kal verb to advise, to take counsel. So, and then we got, it's a hifel, a cause to take counsel. And then we got laharog, for the killing. And if we look down here, harag is a kal verb to kill. And then we've got et, grammar marker, Elazar, which many would know as Lazarus. And in English it is the chief priest. They advised to put Lazarus to death as well. Now let us read that. The Rashi HaKohanim Hit Ya'atsu Laharog et Elazar. And going to part A of 11, it's represented by Yod and an Aleph, which is a value of 1. So we have 11. And then we have a Kaf, Yod, Veit, Gimel, Lamed, Vav, but it's an O sound this time, Beit, Aleph, Vav, Shin, Mem, Hey, Resh, Beit, Yod, Mem, Safit, Mem, Nun, Safit, Hey, Yod, Hey, Vav, Dalet, Yod, Mem, Safit, Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Yod, Nun, and Vav. Now let's read it. Ki, for, Viglalo. Viglalo. So what does that mean? Because of him, right? The O is him at the end, so let's have a look at big lal. As a preposition, it means because of, as the result of. And then we have ba'u, which is they came. For because of him, they came. Shama, which is there. Rabim, meaning many, much, many. Min, from. Ha-Yehudim, the Yehudim, from the Yehudim. Va-ya-a-mi-nu, and they believed. The U is they, and the Vav and the Yod tell us it's a finished action. They've believed, and they believed. Right? And for many of the Jews had come there on his account and believed. Now let's read that. Ki, Viglalo, Ba'u, shama rabim min ha-Yehudim vayaminu. Right, now let's turn to the last part, 11b, which has a bet, yod, hey, vav, shin, and ayin. And it is but Yahushua. So they believed on his account and believed in Yeshua. Right. And just read that. Bet Yahushua. And turning to 12 now, we have a yod and a bet, which is a value of 2 and a 10. Then we have a vav yod, hey yod, mem mem, chet resh, tav, kaf, shin, mem, vav, ayin, hey mem, vav, nun sofit, resh veit, aleph shin, resh beit, aleph, vav, lamed, chet, gimel, hey, chet, gimel. And we go, he, and it was, often translated, and it came to pass, mi macharat. Mi meaning from, machar, from the morrow. If we look down, machar means tomorrow, as a masculine noun. Then we have kishmoa. Kishmoa, if we look there, we can see we got shin, mem, and ayin, so we know it's got to do with hearing. And the kaf in front of it could be used as for hearing or when hearing. Hamon, meaning the crowd. Rav, meaning great, so there's a great crowd, a large crowd. Ashir, whom. Ba'u, meaning the u again is they came, or they had come. La chog. Now this is like a participle, so therefore it is to celebrate rather than being a noun. To celebrate, and then we've got he chag. Now that's the noun, the feast. And it came to pass on the next day when a large crowd who came to celebrate the feast, when they heard. So now let's just quickly read that line. Vahi mi macharat kishmoa hamon rav ashir ba'u la chog he chag. And we come to 12b, and it's a kaf yod veit, aleph yod hey vav shin ayin, yod resh vav shin lamed yod mem and hey. And it is ki yavo, which is for or that shall come or would come. He would come, because there's no pronoun, so it's he would come. That he would come, Yahushua, Yerushalayim. And in this case, the ma at the end, or the hey at the end, is a directional hey. So it means to Yerushalayim. When they heard that Yeshua was coming to Jerusalem. All right, read that. Ki yavo Yahushua Yerushalayim. And now we turn to Yod 10 Gimel 3, 13. And we have Ya Yikhu. Vayikhu. So what do we see in there? Do not we see kach in there? Yakach, which means to take. So, and they took, because we got a vav and a yod at the front as like a prefix, which means it's a completed action, and they took. Ve yadam, in the is, the mem at the end is there, and yad is hand, or hands. In their hands, kapot, which are branches. Let's have a look. Kaf is a feminine noun for hand. So, therefore, kapot helps us understand it's hand-shaped branches of palm trees. That can also be a calf. And then we have tamarim. Temarim. Temarim of palm trees. If we look down here, tamar is a masculine noun for palm or date tree. And then we have vayitzu. Vayitzu. And they went out. How do we get there? Yatza means to go out. And the vav at the end, they, and it's a completed action, and they went out. So they've done it, right? And then we got likrato, to meet him. Or it can be to greet him, because we can see that kara is sort of in the middle of that. So to greet him, to meet him, that's how it's often translated. And then we got vayari'u, vayari'u, and they cheered. So where do we get that from? And we got heriya. As an adjective, it means to clap, to cheer, to applaud, to shout with joy. So we can understand it then. So let's just read the English first. They took the branches of palm trees in their hands and went out to greet him. And that's why I changed it from meet to greet, so we can use either way, right? Now let's read it. And it is vayikhu v'yadam kapot temarim vayetzu likrato vayari'u. All right. And now part B, and we have a lamed, an aleph, a mem, a resh. Hey, vav, sin this time, because the dot's on that side. Ayin, nun, aleph, bayet, resh, vav, kaf sofit. Hey, bayet, aleph, bayet, shin, mem sofit. Yod, hey, vav, hey, mem, lamed, kaf sofit. Yod, sin, resh, aleph, lamed. And it is lemor, saying, Hosanna, 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 right? Hosanna, which means save, please, or save now. The na can mean now or please, sometimes translated in either one of them. And it is Baruch, blessed, Haba, which means is he who comes, or the one coming. It just depends with the hey inside it. In front of the coming, it means the one coming, right? It's he who comes. Then we get Be-Shem, in, and Shem is the name, in the name of Yahuwah. Can be Yahuwah or Yahweh. Melech, king, Yisrael, of Yisrael. So from the previous verse, to greet him, saying, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. Adonai is the king of Israel. That's normally translated. And I've got here, Hoshea. Verb, to save, to free, to rescue, to deliver. So it comes from the word Yasha as well, right? Hoshea also means to save. That's where we get the prophet Hosea from as well, meaning to save. Now let's read that. And it is Lemor Hosanna. Hosanna. Baruch haba Beshem Yahuwah or Yahweh Melech Yisrael. And now we come to 14, which is a Yod and a Dalet, which is 14. And then we have a Vav, Yod, Mem, Zare, Aleph, Yod, He, Vav, Shin, Ayin, Ayin, Yod, Resh, Aleph, Chet, Dalet, Vav, Yod, Resh, Kaf, Veit, Ayin, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Kaf, Kaf again, Tav, Vav, and Veit. Right, just remember that when the letters are in white, it means they have no pronunciation, only if they're associated with a vowel. The vowel sound is only more important. Now we have Vayimsa, Vayimsa, and he found. So how do we get that? The root is Mem, Zade, Aleph, meaning to find, right? And he found, because we've got a Vav and a Yod as a prefix. So, and he found Yahushua, that's who found it, Yahusha. A year, a donkey foal. And I thought that was an interesting word because ear, a year, which is the same spelling as ear, was a masculine noun for a donkey, a foal or a colt, but also ear, not to be mistaken when it's a feminine noun, with those vowel markings, means city or town. So that's why I threw it in there. Echad, meaning one, va'yir kav, and road. So let's have a look. Rakav is a kol verb to ride, to mount, and rode or mounted a layev upon it. Because a vav can mean he, but it can mean it because we're talking about the donkey now. And then kakatuv, like written, the kav, right? It's the kav is the like. Katuv is written. So now in English, Yeshua found a certain donkey colt and rode on it as it is written. So now let us read that. Ve'yimsa Yahushua ayir echad va'yir kav alive kakatuv. All right. And now we're in 15a, and we see it's represented by a tet, value of 9, and a vav, value of 6, which adds up to 15. And then we have an aleph lamed, tav resh, aleph yod, beit tav, zade yod, vav nun safit, hey nun hey, mem lamed kaf, kaf safit, Yod, Veit, Vav, Aleph, Lamed, and Kaf Sofit. You notice it's colored this time because we get the sound from the vowel marking. So it is al, which normally means not, right? Do not. Tiri, do not fear. So like second person, because you can see it sometimes as yara. But in this case, it's tiri, which is do not fear. Bat is daughter, Zion, daughter of Zion, right? Zion, daughter of Zion. Hine, behold, Malkek, your king. So the kaf is your, and Malak is king, or Malak. Your king. Yavo shall come, or he shall come, luck to you. Do not fear, daughter of Zion. Behold, your king shall come to you. Right, so now let's read that. Al tiri bat Sion hine malkek yavo lak. And part B, we got a resh, a kav, a vayet, an ayin, lamed, ayin, yod, resh, bayet, nun safit, aleph, tav, nun, vav, tav. And it is rokev. Rokev. Now it's like a participle, but we knew from rakav that it means to ride, to mount. So therefore, being a participle, we can say riding. Al, upon. A year, a foal of a donkey, right? And then we got ben, meaning son. A to not, utter-not, meaning the son of female donkeys. And then it is come to you riding on a colt, the young of a donkey, is normally how it's written. If we look down here, aton is a feminine noun and it means she, ass, or female donkey. So with the ot on the end, it's like plural. So I actually translate the son of female donkeys. Even though, of course, it's the son of only one donkey. But that's just the translation, all right? And let's read it. Rokev al ayir ben ato not. And now we come to the revision. And we can see the yod means it's a value of 10. And then we have va, rashi, and the heads of ha, kohanim, the priests, hit, ya'atsu, they took counsel. La harog, to kill, or for the killing, et Elazar, of Elazar, or Lazarus. And the heads of the priests, they took counsel for the killing of Elazar. Now we have Yod 10, Aleph 1, so we're in 11. Ki for Vig la lo, for Vig la lo, because of him, as a result of him, Ba'u, they came, Shema there, Rabim, many, men from Ha-Yehudim, the Jews, Va-Ya'aminu, and they believed. For because of him they came there, many from the Yehudim, and they believed. Be-Yahushua, in Yahushua. Right. And then we have Yod 10, Vet 2. So we're in 12. And it is Vahi. And it was Mi-ma-charat, from the morrow, Kish Mo'ah, like they heard, or when they heard, Hamon, the crowd, Rav, much or many, Ashir, that, Ba'u, they came, or whom they had come, La Chog, to celebrate, He Chag, the feast. And it was from the morrow, when hearing the crowd, a great crowd, whom they came to celebrate the feast. Oops, sorry about that. We don't want to jump ahead. It's just a mouse. And now we have Ki for Yavo had come, or would come, because it's a yod meaning an incomplete action, would come, Yahushua, Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem, to Jerusalem. That he was coming, Yahushua, to Jerusalem. And then we have a Yod 10, Gimel 3, Va Yik U vayikhu, which means, and they took. V'yadam, in, that's that one, in their hands. Kapot, meaning branches, palm branches, shaped like hands. Temarim, meaning palm, of palm trees. Vayetzu, and they went out. Likrato, to greet him. Vayariu, and they cheered. And they took in their hands branches of palm trees, and they went out to meet or greet him, and they cheered. And then we have Lemor, saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, save now, or save please. Baruch, Baruch, blessed. Haba is the one coming, or he who comes, Bashem, in the name of Yahuwah, or Yahweh, Melech, King Yisrael, of Yisrael, saying, Hosanna, save please, or now, is he who, blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahweh. Though they may have said Adonai because of the rabbinic rule not to say the name, and then King of Israel. And then we have a Yod, 10, Dalet, 4, 14. Vayimsa, and he found that Yahushua, a year, which of course is the colt of a donkey, or a donkey's foal, Echad, one, Vayir Kav, and rode Alev upon it, Katuv, like written, as it is written, in other words. And he found Yahushua, a donkey foal, one, and rode upon it like written. And then we have a Tet 9 Vav 6, which is 15. Al not tiri shall you fear, but daughter of Sion, of Zion, Hine behold Malkek, your king, Yavo, he is coming, or shall come, luck to you. Do not fear, and it's like a feminine form of that, so we know it's talking about the daughters. Do not fear, daughter of Zion. Behold, your king shall come to you. And it is Rokev, riding, upon a year, a donkey's foal. Ben, the son of Atonot, of female donkeys, riding upon a foal, the son of female donkeys. Right, and of course that brings us to the end, and also to where our valve markings are. And let us remember that a shuruk is that what it's called when the mark is here, and it gives us the sound of an oo sound. Same like kubutz, it's an oo sound. And this is a kataf segol, but it gives us the sound of a segol, so it's a short e sound. And it's with the shavar, which also is used to break up a word into its syllables. And then we got a chirik. So chirik is the dot underneath, as you'll see here. and it's got the short I sound, chi. And then we have a kataf patak, and it's a pa, meaning that's like a short A sound, kataf kamat, and that's a longer A sound, ka. So it's a longer A sound. And we started at 10, right? 10 was, of course, a yod, which was there. Then we went to yod aleph, yod ved, yod gimel, yod dalet, and we added those together to give us our numbers. But let's just look at Zadeh today, which has a value of 90, and this could be a fey, or they have it as a pair, but we call it normally a fey or pay. Has a value of 80, and this is an ayin value of 70, samek value of 60, nun value of 50, and mem value of 40. And again, I've repeated the resources, bethamashiach.com, which is a great source of practice for you. And this is Do It in Hebrew Dictionary, which will help a lot in trying to work out what the root words are, because they're not always, often letters drop off, so we need to figure out the root of the word. Right? And we like to thank you for joining us. And we do pray that these lessons are beneficial if your desire is to learn a bit of Hebrew and be able to read the Old Testament, New Testament in its original form, which is quite possibly even the New Testament was originally to some degree written in Hebrew, but maybe that was lost and all we were left with were the Greek versions of it. So let's just learn a bit of Hebrew and appreciate the Holy Tongue.